Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my February TBR, but before we go ahead and get on into the books, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down in the description box below for links to all of my social medias, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon, where you can be entered into winning book giveaways. The first book I'm going to be reading is Dragonhaven by Robin Hobb. This is book 2 in her Rain Wilds Chronicle. I just finished Dragon Keeper, and while it was very slow burn, there wasn't a lot of action, it was more setup and character development. I have read 9 Robin Hobb books at this point, so I trust that the story is going to expand and we're going to get more action and kind of more of a plot. But in this book, we follow a group of dragon keepers as they are escorting a group of newly hatched dragons to this fabled city of Kalsingra, and we follow another character that is from Bingtown, and she has been studying her dragons her whole life, and she ends up getting to become part of this expedition. So that's really where we are so far in this series. I don't really know what else is going to happen, but I listened to the first book on audio, so I will be listening to this probably on audio. I might tag team it, meaning I read it physically and then supplement it with audio. I haven't decided yet, but either way, I will be getting to Dragonhaven in February. The next book is a carryover from January, and I'm currently in the middle of, and that is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. So every single month, one of my patrons gets to pick a book for me to read and review on my channel, and last month, my good friend Nick chose Peter Pan, and this is a classic that I have always wanted to read because I find the story super cute, and I'm so glad that he picked it, and it's not very long, and I'm at the point right now where Peter Pan is trying to convince or trick Wendy into coming away with him to Neverland, so I'm still really early in this, but it's just super cute. Like, there was the scene where she's asking Peter Pan for a kiss and then calling it a thimble, and it was super cute. I was smiling and giggling to myself this morning while I was reading this, so I'm very excited to finish this story and finally have this classic under my belt. Next, we have February's Buddy Read. So every single month, my patrons get to vote in a poll on a book that we will be buddy reading together. And this month, they chose Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, which is, as far as I know, a standalone adult sci-fi. And I am super excited for this book because I wanted to get to it last year and just didn't. I have read The Martian by Andy Weir and really enjoyed it. And I've heard good things about Project Hail Mary. In this book, we follow a character named Rylan, and Rylan is part of this crew that is on a last chance mission to save humanity and save Earth, but he wakes up one day and all of his memories are gone and all of his crewmates are dead, and he still has to figure out how to save humanity, along with unlocking the mission, or the mystery, of what happened on the ship and how his crewmates died, and there is someone that is helping him. The book doesn't say what, which I think is kind of where the mystery comes in. I don't know if it's like an alien species or maybe the spaceship AI, but I'm super excited for this. I think it's going to be a fun space opera, and just knowing from The Martian, Andy Weir was really good about combining like science and humor. So very excited for this. And if you are interested in buddy reading, just click the Discord link down in the description box below to join in February. And the next book I'm reading is The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. This was picked by Dom over at Dominish Books for me to read and review on my channel. By the way, if you have not checked out his channel, I'll go ahead and link it up in the cards. He is awesome. Make sure that you subscribe to him and watch his content. But every single month, like I said, one of my patrons gets to pick a book for me to read and review, and he chose The Bone Ships because he's also reading it in February, so I'm getting to read along with him. But this is a book that has caught my interest for the longest time. But this synopsis like really gripped me, and I'll tell you in a sec. But basically, it's about this world, the 100 Isles, and they have these huge navies, and the Navy ships are built from the bones of dragons, but supposedly dragons no longer exist in this world. They have not for generations, but one day a dragon is sighted, and whoever can capture the dragon will kind of hold the power of this world, so it kind of reignites a battle for supremacy of this world. And when I was reading that premise, I was like, holy cow, that sounds like a Robin Hobb book. Like, it's got so many Robin Hobb like similarities with the dragons and with the ships, and if you've read Live Ship Traders, and now like I'm super super, super interested, because the whole time I'm reading it, I'm going to be like, is that similar to Robin Hobb? Not only that, but I mean, I love a book with a good dragon, and I haven't read any in a while other than the Realm of the Elderlings. And I absolutely love ship like settings and ocean settings. So I'm super excited for this book for all of those reasons, because I'm in the middle of the Rainwild Chronicles by Hobb. It takes place on a ship. It's got dragons. So very excited for this. So thank you, Dom, for picking this book. And finally, I have decided to reintroduce my TBR jar. So if you guys saw my video about 10 series that I need to continue in 2022, I'm in the middle of more than 10 series. Those were just 10 series I wanted to focus on in 2022, but there are a couple of young adult series that I'm still in the middle of. There are a couple of series from like 2020 that I'm still in the middle of, and I'm having like a lot of trouble deciding which series to like prioritize, and I really don't have any preference for any of them. It's just kind of like a mood thing. So I figured I would go ahead and write down all the titles of the books that I need to read, all the sequels, and just choose one each month, and that'll help me kind of get through or continue some of these series. Some of them I need to finish. So let's see how this goes. Let's go ahead and see what my first book from my TBR jar, I should call it like my sequel TBR jar. My sequel TBR jar is going to be. Okay, we have Raven Cry by Ed McDonald. This is book 2 in the Raven's Mark. I think it's a trilogy. I know that there's 3 books published right now. I read Black Wing last year, and it was one of my favorite books of 2021. It just was a pleasant surprise. This is a first-person narrative. It's grim, it's dark. It follows a world that is recovering from this kind of like this apocalypse, and there are these beings that kind of live in the sky that are planning on attacking this world again, and they keep them at bay by this giant mechanical engine, but our main character learns that the engine is not functioning the way it needs to be, and there's all of these mysteries and conspiracies that go along with it, and he enlists the help of a noblewoman to help him figure everything out, and she's got her own secrets. So I'm very excited to continue with this series. It's also not very long. Like for a fantasy book, it's less than 400 pages, which for an adult fantasy with such like a complex magic system and world and character development is really short. And I got through Black Wing pretty quickly, so I'm glad that I chose Raven Cry. Very excited for this as well. Okay, you guys, that is it for my February TBR. Let me know in the comments what books you're going to be reading in the month of February, and I will see y'all in another video soon. Goodbye.